And now we're just gonna swap with each other. Yummy!
But first, we're gonna skip back to the past where we actually make the pancakes. So I'll be making Swedish pancakes.
And I'll be making American pancakes.
And I'll write everything in the description box below, all the measurements and how we're making it. But you're gonna see it here shortly. And then we're also gonna obviously try them and see which ones are the best. So I'll be making the Swedish pancake batch first, and I have all the ingredients here. You just need milk, flour, and some salt and some eggs. And today I'll only be making half a batch since it's just me, Cara, and my husband Nicholas who will be eating it, and since we'll be having the American pancakes as well. But I'll write out in the description for a full batch with all the measurements and how to. So first off, I'm going to put in the flour and the salt. Just mix that around a little bit. And this is the very important part if you don't want to get lumps in your pancake mix, is that you only put in about a third or half of the milk and then mix it around really well. So not all of the milk at once. And now just put in the rest of the milk and the eggs and give it a good stir. So now the batter is all done. So I'm just going to use my frying pan, put some butter in and fry it on both sides, and then it'll be done. But unlike American pancake batter, this is quite runny. So the pancakes are going to be nice and thin. So I'm just frying my pancakes now, and all you need to do is take a little piece of butter for each pancake, melt it around, and then in the Swedish measurements, it's about 3/4 of a deciliter I use, and then just pour it in so it covers the pan. And as you can see, it's quite nice and thin layer. And once they're done, they look something like this. So quite thin and nice.
Okay, and I'm going to make American pancakes. And essentially American pancakes and Swedish pancakes are pretty much made with the same ingredients, just in different amounts. So I'm going to start with the dry ingredients, which is flour, baking powder, a little bit of sugar, and some salt. Okay, so that's the dry ingredients, and I'm just going to give these a little bit of a stir. Okay, and for the wet ingredients, I'm going to use 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of oil, 4 deciliters of milk. Give this a nice stir. And then once you've got all the wet ingredients mixed together, you're going to add them to the dry ingredients. And the main difference between, or one of the main differences between Swedish pancakes and American pancakes, is that the batter should be a little bit lumpy at the end. So it's okay if you have a few lumps. You don't want lots of big flour lumps, but you don't want a completely smooth batter either. So somewhere in between. I'm going to whisk, whisk, whisk. Okay, and I think my batter is ready to go. I see a few lumps, but they're not all that big. So the next thing will be to fry these up. Okay, so I'm ready to make my American pancakes, and I'm going to start with just a little bit of butter in the pan, and maybe around a deciliter of pancake batter. This actually ended up to be a little bit less of a deciliter, but that's okay. And the pancake batter is still a little bit lumpy, which is great. I'm going to wait until bubbles form on the surface. And when the pancake's all bubbly, then I'll know it's time to flip it, and then it'll just be 30 seconds away from being done. Okay, this pancake is ready to go. And take a look how thick and fluffy that is. Gorgeous.
So now we're all done with making our separate pancakes, and we were figuring, since I obviously know what my pancakes taste like and you know what your pancakes taste like, we're gonna make a pancake for each other with the correct authentic toppings for each other to try out, and then we'll see what it tastes like. So with the Swedish pancakes, they are quite thin and they're just layered on top of each other like this. You make sure you put the fork in, and then you just roll it to be able to shift it without it breaking. And then you just roll it out. And for more traditional chopping, I would say you would use some whipped cream with a little bit of sugar in for some extra sweetness. And then your favorite jam, I usually like to use strawberry jam, but some use raspberry or even blueberry jam. And then I like to mix it a little bit, so it's a strawberry cream. And then if you want to, you can have strawberries inside the pancake. I like to have them on the side because it gets a little bit lumpy. Because what you're gonna do next is I like to spread it in like sort of a line, because you're gonna roll this. So you want all this yummy stuffing to be all over every bite. And then you just grab the end and then just roll it together. And there you have it. And then, not that Cara is a toddler, but what you would do is like you would just do slices like this for every bite. And then I would add some strawberries on the side. So here's what I'll be serving Cara, and let's see what you have for me.
So I have a stack of 3 fluffy pancakes here, and I like to use blueberries on my pancakes, but if you don't have them, strawberries work very well as well. And you can't forget just a little bit of maple syrup over top of that. Classic American pancakes.
And now we're just gonna swap with each other. Yummy!
Okay, I can hardly wait.
Okay, let's see.
Ida, I'm starting with a middle piece because there's the most fluff in that one. Okay.
You can start first and see what you think.
I didn't even ask you if I should start first. I just did. It's delicious. It's really delicious.
I like also, this is not authentic, but sometimes instead of jam, I have whipped cream and Nutella as well, which is very un-Swedish, but that's also delicious, I assure you, with the strawberries. Okay, I'm gonna try it with maple syrup. I don't think I've actually ever tried maple syrup before, so this is gonna be exciting.
I think you need just a tiny bit more. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna smush it around. See?
Is it what you expected?
The maple syrup has a little bit of a deeper flavor than I expected. I tried syrup on pancakes before, but the maple syrup has a richer taste for sure.
Yeah.
I like it though. So now we've finished our delicious meal and on for the verdict. But before then, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and also please consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And I'm gonna link just at the end of this video, we're gonna have some bloopers from us filming. And I'm also gonna insert a clickable link so you can see another video I've done with Cara. And Cara and I know each other from being colleagues / she was my boss previously when I worked as a teacher. But enough about that. So time for the verdict. What did you think about the Swedish pancakes?
I actually, if I could choose, I voted for the Swedish pancakes today. Yeah, my vote, Swedish pancakes. Because I love this strawberry and cream combination. It was delightful.
It is hard to beat. I do agree. But I must say, I really enjoyed the American pancakes. And I thought I had tried maple syrup before. But then I realized I just tried normal syrup, and there's quite the difference for sure.
Yeah.
So I love that the little bit richer, like almost like not smoky, but like I can't really describe what it is. And that mixed with like the pancake batter was just like, you know, opposites kind of attract. You wouldn't think tasting it separately that they would go together, but they really do. And the strawberry was a must with that.
Yeah, that was a definite must.
Yeah.
So I think 2 thumbs up for today's taste test.
Yeah.
Both were good.
Both were really good, and my husband helped us finish off the rest of the pancakes.
He didn't vote though.
He didn't vote. No, he just ate everything. There's not a single one left by now. So win-win on all fronts. So I'm gonna link in the description all of the recipe and measurements. And thank you for spending a part of your day with us. Have a really good day. Bye.
Bye.
I'm just gonna touch your boobs again and turn on your mic.
American. Oh. Blooper. Super. Real.